Hi guys, and welcome to another Elementor video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, we've got some little custom animated buttons for you today. Really nice little effect to have on your site, really easy to do. Got to do a bit of custom coding for this today, but don't let that put you off. It's really easy. The code we're using today has been supplied by Come Hope over here on CodePen, and obviously I'll put this below the video. Let's get started. I've got this page open here, so let's get rid of this and we'll start from scratch. Now you can do this with the Pro or the free version. I'm using a code module for this and they're available in both versions. So if I roll down, let's grab a HTML or code module. I'm going to pop it in my little section here. And let's go and grab some code. I'm going to refresh this, get it back how it was initially. Okay, so we've got a little bit of HTML over here and some CSS on the right hand side, or in the middle here. Now, because they're using unordered list and things like list item, I don't want to affect all the unordered list or list items that exist on my site. So I'm going to add my own class name to this. So I'm going to add a new div. I'm going to just left click just beside the UL there, unordered list. I'm going to pop it down one and I'm going to wrap it in a new div. So that's right pointy bracket, the word div, and we're going to give it a name, class equals, open a couple of inverted commas. In between we can give it a name. And CBT. I'm going to call mine CBT for it's my shorthand for custom button. Call yours what you want. It's got to be unique and it's a good idea if it makes sense to you. And we'll close it out with a right pointy bracket. Now at the other end of the unordered list here, we want to close out that div. All opening divs want to have a closing div. Closing div, left pointy bracket, / and the word div. And that's it. Great, so we've wrapped this in its own class so we can target all these things with this class name now. So we created the class name of CBT. Not going to need the body because Elementor is providing the body. So in front of all of our ULs and LIs here, and I think there's about 5 of them, we want to put our class name. All class names start with a dot or a period, so you've got to put a dot first, then the class name, CBT that we gave it, and a gap. There we go. Now I'm going to copy this, including the gap, Control C, and I'm going to paste it in front of any list items or unordered lists I see. And there's about 5 or 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And like I say, 7, one more. Like I say, this is pretty important we do this so we don't affect any other list items on our site here. Great, so we've got it looking how we want it. Let's copy our code now. Here's the HTML. I'm going to take it from a closing div to the beginning of the opening div there. Control C to copy. I'm going to go back to the site here. Let's just close that page down. And I'm going to paste it in our little code block. There it is. Doesn't look very interesting because we've not added any style, which is the CSS. So we need to add some style, and to do that we need to open and close some style tags. So we'll drop down a couple. Left pointy bracket, the word style, right pointy bracket, and it'll put in the closing tag for us. Remember I said all opening tags want to have a closing tag. Drop down a couple, bit of space in between the two, and we can copy our CSS now. We'll go back over to CodePen. And remember, I don't want the body, so I'm going to select from just under there the first .cbt all the way down. There we go. Control C to copy. Back to the page, in between the style tags, and Control V to paste. There we go. And there we've got our buttons. They look great, but they're not going to do a whole lot. And of course, we want to make them our own. So let's do that. First thing I'm going to do is make my section a little more interesting. So I'm going to go up into the section. And I'm going to give it a gradient background. So I'm going to go over to Style, and obviously this is entirely up to you. Background type, I'm going to hit gradient, just choose a color, and let's put a bit of black on the bottom. Fantastic. Now we really want to make these our own with our own colors, unless you particularly like the orange and the dark gray there. That's entirely up to you. So let's click back on one of these and we'll go in here. If we roll down, on the first CBT list item here, you can see color orange. Now you can put in any hex color, RGBA color, or anything else you want. Let's put light blue. There we go. And the background for the actual buttons here themselves, if we roll down a little bit more, we've got background color. And that's under the CBT list item span. There it is, background color 333. I'm going to make mine just solid black, which is 000. Again, you can put in any hex color or RGBA that you want, or any just web color, white, black, red. There we go, great. But I don't particularly want to use this for a menu. I want to use it for some options on my site or something like that. So if we go back up to the HTML at the top, here's all the writing that's in between, and it's CSS is capitalizing the first letter for us there. So let's say option 1, and Control C to copy this, and let's just change what we've got going on here. Got an extra S on that second one, don't need that. There we go. Now obviously you want to change that to 2, and if you want an extra button, or you only want 3 buttons, just delete opening list item tag to closing list item. If you want to add a new one, just copy one of those lines, Control C, drop down, Control V to paste. Just tidy that up, and you've got an extra button there. Let's change that to a 5, and we've got an S there too. There we go. Now of course you're going to want to link these to somewhere. Now to link these to somewhere, I'll zoom in so you can see this a bit better. We need to wrap each of these list items in what they call an anchor tag or a link. Now to do that, pointy left bracket, an A for an anchor tag. We've got to tell it where we want it to go, which is an href or a hyperlink. Href equals, open 2 sets of inverted commas. In between we can copy whatever hyperlink we want to put in there. Let's grab this CodePen hyperlink, and we'll just paste that in there. Now just after the inverted comma there, we need to close it out with a right hand pointy bracket. And as you can see, it's added a closing anchor tag there, but this needs to be on the other side of our list item here, so we're wrapping it in an opening tag and a closing tag. So Control X to cut, or just delete it and do what you want. And I want to put it on the end of my list item here. There's the closing list item tag. So we've actually wrapped our little list item here in that anchor tag. Opening on the front, closing on the back. Rinse and repeat for your other buttons, and you've got a link. Now because we're actually linking off of the page, we don't want this to open in the same tab and close our site because we're going to another site. We want it open in another tab. To make it open in another tab, just after the link there, after the inverted comma, make sure you don't cut off that inverted comma, we're going to write the word target equals, open and close some more inverted commas, and we're going to write underscore and the word blank. That will cause that link to now open in a new tab, leaving our website open, which is best practice if you're linking off site. Okay, well let's save what we've got, update, and we'll preview the changes. There's our little buttons, they're doing the animation. And when I click on this one, it should open the CodePen in a new tab. There we go. So there you go, guys. Really easy to do. There's some nice little animated buttons for your Elementor website. I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. Once again, this has been Jamie from System 22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.